Let's Talk with Mio.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk with Mio, the Youth Messenger. Today I have a very special guest, Miss Shauna. Hi, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm doing wonderful. How are you, sweetie?
I'm good. So Miss Shauna, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Shauna Price. I'm a mom. I'm a wife of 16 and a half years. I'm a Charlottean. I was born and raised in Charlotte. Even people be like, you a unicorn. I'd be like, whatever. But I'm a Charlottean. I absolutely love God. And I am a people person. I love people. Even when I don't want to like people, I can't help it. So I absolutely love people. That's just the gist of it.
Awesome. So let's get started with the questions. You ready?
Okay. She got these on the spot questions, okay?
So question number one, what do you typically tell people when they ask about, what you do? Like the things that you do.
Okay, so I have a business called The Connection Guru. And what I do essentially is I position women entrepreneurs to build the best relationships that they can, right? And I do this by helping them develop their networking techniques so that they can secure clients, collaborations, and checks, essentially. I'm very big on relationships. I think relationships are king, not cash. I think cash is a result of relationships. And so I think that is very important that, I guess this is probably answering like 5 questions. But that's what I do mainly. I have a heart for women. I have a heart for people because I definitely will work with men too. But I look to help women to build solid relationships of integrity, trust, and value, so that they are able to position themselves for the right connections, right?
Amazing. So how did you come to, be an entrepreneur and an influencer at the same time?
I wouldn't call myself an influencer. Yeah, I wouldn't. And actually, I think we all influence in some sort of way in life. I'm not looking to be an influencer, but I do look to influence people the right way. But entrepreneurship, I tripped out of corporate America and fell right into it. Honestly, my entrepreneur, I think entrepreneurship has always been there for me to some degree. I've tried all kinds of things that sometimes my husband, I was talking about this recently, and people don't really know this about me. I've done artist management. I've done, I have my own group. I was going to go into audio engineering, so I took a course in that. I've managed a dance group. So back in the day, there was the fellas, then the junior fellas, and I managed the junior fellas. And so after those stints, I've sold like crafts. And so I met a girl in the bathroom at when I used to work at Wells Fargo, and she was in the bathroom, y'all, and she was getting herself together, and I was like, "You are absolutely gorgeous." She was like, "Oh my God, thank you," and that led to a conversation about Mary Kay. And so I did Mary Kay, and what Mary Kay taught me was, Mary Kay really gave me the opportunity to see how much I enjoyed sitting across from another woman and just pouring into her. Yeah. Right, just building that relationship, just talking and getting to know each other. Because I wasn't really making the money that she would be making Mary Kay, to be honest with you. I was not getting them coins like that. I mean, I was selling products and stuff, but it wasn't that for me. It was the relationship piece. And so that's kind of how entrepreneurship came about, like, for me. I have been trying different things. I've tried all kinds of stuff, y'all. I've tried the streets. A lot of people don't know that about me. I've been in the streets. I had no business in the streets. But I did it. I did. I risked my life sometimes for no reason. And now I look back and I be like, girl, what was wrong with you, right? But you live and you learn. That's the beauty of life. So that is kind of how I got into entrepreneurship. I always, I don't want to say I had a part of authority, but I always knew I wanted to be my own boss, right? And I still work too. like I have a job.
Yeah.
And building a business, and that's life. So yeah, but for a while there I did. You know I'm talkative, so you got to stop me. I can just keep going.
You're good.
I can just
we
tell
like
my
to
story.
connect with the audience, and we have a bond, so we can
do
go
have a
on and on. So next question: what would you be doing right now if you weren't here?
You mean right
like
here
having
at
an
this
interview
moment?
with me? Yes, ma'am.
What would I really be doing?
Yes, ma'am. If our interview was canceled and like I was like, oh, I can't make it, or you couldn't make it today, what would you do? Like, is there something else that you like be more, have
Well,
something
at,
else to
at
do?
this moment, I would be laying in the bed. I'd probably be laying in the bed, relaxing, probably watching a movie with Chloe or something, or sometimes I get hooked. Y'all, I really like Asian TV dramas, and so I read subtitles. I read subtitles with everything I watch, though, not just foreign movies, like everything. That's why it's so easy for me to watch foreign movies. I think if you read the subtitles, you don't miss anything. So
Yeah.
I don't know, because I also have I have some homework from my coaching program that I need to get done. So I probably would be doing that also, but I definitely would be laying down. So this baby is something else.
Okay, so next question. Tell me a little bit more about your, experience with being an entrepreneur.
It's been tough. It's been tougher, I think, than it had to be. But I think that the experience for most entrepreneurs is tough.
Yes.
It's not an easy road. It can be very rocky. Me personally, I've experienced highs and lows with just believing that I could get it done. Even wanting to do it, sometimes I feel like there's this thing that I always battle with, and it's executing and not giving up. I know I'm not supposed to give up ever. Like, that's something I know without a shadow of a doubt. But then there are days where I don't want to do. And then there are days that I'm like, okay, let's get this and let's rock it out. But it has been hard. It has been tough. A lot of my hardness and toughness comes from me being in my own way. I don't have a problem being honest, so I keep it all the way G-code. But a lot of that, that I've been dealing with, right? Because sometimes we have to realize that who we are, right? And I think that the enemy will come to attack who you are, and we have to still be able to stand up in who we are, right? So like seeing myself the way God sees me is where I'm at in my life, with working on saying, okay, no matter what, this is who God made me to be.
Yes, ma'am. Most definitely. So what would you consider has been your greatest achievements?
My greatest achievements?
Yes, ma'am.
My 9-year-old is probably my greatest achievement. My greatest achievements go outside of business. They're not really confined to business. There are achievements in relationship building and connecting and yin with the kids, but Chloe is my greatest achievement. Everything I do, she watches. So I have to make sure that I'm setting the example that I need to set for her. Because if I could say it like this, I believe my achievements then become her achievements, right?
Yes.
So like me setting the example of hard work, and like she's always like, we gotta exercise. Y'all, Chloe don't play, okay? She don't play. Don't let that sweetness fool you. She is about her business. But me making sure that I'm doing what I need to do puts Chloe in a position to do things she needs to do, right? She's first and foremost. Everything happens in the home first. Whether it's good or bad, unfortunately, it's still, everything starts in the home.
Yes, ma'am.
So I can't achieve anything outside of my home if I'm not achieving anything within my home, right? So that's my greatest achievement, and the things that I put out before her, the type of wife I am, because she's watching, y'all, she's watching. So like I said, I don't have a problem being all the way G-code. She checked me today. Like, for real, checked me about something I said to her father. And she did it in the most polite way possible, and I appreciate her honesty, right? But she was all the way real with me, and she said, "Mommy, the way you said that wasn't right." And so, of course, I need to apologize to my husband, but he's not around. Not right now. He's at work. But I did apologize to her because, first of all, I admire the fact that she knew it wasn't the right tone. But I apologized to her because I need her to understand that there was no maliciousness behind it. Like I wasn't mad at or angry. And so, and then she was like, "It's okay. We're not robots. We all make mistakes, you know." And that's how we ended that. But it's those things that make a difference.
Yes, ma'am.
For me. So yeah, kudos to my 9-year-old.
Amazing. So, what does a day in typical day, just now look like in your life?
Typically,
Yes, ma'am.
oh God, it's a struggle. It's a struggle. So I was telling Mio today that I'm getting ready to have another baby, and I am.
Yes, congratulations. And for keeping that a secret for so long, and I didn't even know.
She was like, "You need to tell me," but I didn't want to tell her till we was here. And so like that transition, that's a whole transition for me right now. I'm 44. I know I don't look it, but
yes, looking amazing as usual, Miss Shauna.
Thank you, love.
Applause,
Thank you.
applause.
But so like getting up in the morning and currently right now I have a lot of eating aversions. So there are things that when I get ready to eat, it's like
Yeah.
that's how it feels. And so get up in the morning and I go to work. I work from home, thank God. So it is I hop in the shower. I get my laptop desk and I hop back in bed with my computer and I do my job. And I work in mortgage, so it's not a difficult job. There's a lot of autonomy there with our business, and so it's cool because I work in the startup phase of a mortgage company, which is like really interesting because things change all the time. And then throughout the day, that's pretty much it. Like I do my job, I have a lunch, and then I endeavor to work in my business in the evening. Excuse me, y'all, I'm sorry. And then I do my best to like work with Chloe when I can. Her dad does a lot of homework with her because I'm working. I'm more like the night shift when it comes to working with Chloe. And then I do it all over again. Some Saturdays, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I be wanting to crank my business out and get some things done, and I be like, yeah, that's what the word is. So right now, I am in a place where I am like restructuring how my life goes, because I don't really want to be bogged down every weekend. I want to be more where we can, like y'all, today literally was the first day I've seen the sunlight in like months. It feels like months. And I was riding, I was like, I don't have my
Do
shade.
you not open the curtains in your house? Like,
Oh God, no.
No.
I don't open the blinds.
so it's just like dark in there, and you
Well,
haven't
in
seen
the
the sun.
daytime, the light still
Miss
shines
Shauna,
through.
now you know you're not a vampire.
I can be sometimes.
What?
In the daytime, the light shines through the window, so I don't really. And then as it's starting to get darker, I cut on my little ring light, and because that pushes out tons of light.
Yeah.
And I move like that. So I was riding down the road today, and I was thinking to myself, it's so beautiful outside. I'm looking, I can't find my shades because I don't know where my shades are because I haven't seen the sun. So right now, like honestly, I'm just I'm in a place where your mom is crying. I'm in a place where I'm revamping life. I'm trying to prepare for another kid,
Yes, ma'am.
which it's slightly overwhelming, like to say the least. And getting my business back to where it needs to be. So, try to be a little bit more structured in my life. I ain't telling no lies. But that's kind of what a day looks like. It's mostly work and Chloe. And then we do it over again.
So it's just a whole circle. You just have a whole routine.
Yeah. So, and I want to change it up, right? Because like, like I told y'all, I haven't seen the daylight. I'm used to being in the streets, and I miss that a lot. I miss being able to be out, networking, connecting. I miss that. I miss coming home at like 10 o'clock from a networking event. But I just gotta pull it together, like, so I can get out and see the sun and the moon. I haven't seen either one of them. It just gets like, it's just like dark.
I could say I see the sun. I see the sun every day, but the moon, I don't know where it just disappears. I don't be seeing that. I have to tell you, as soon as I get home, sometimes it's like me and my brothers, we chill, or we're usually pranking each other, or going and doing whatever, or I have extra schoolwork or extra paperwork I have to file for my business, or I don't know. So as soon as I get home, I'm like inside and I don't go back out until morning until I see the sunrise again. I haven't seen the moon, so I mean, we're kind of
right?
ma'am.
The sun and the moon has been missing for a while.
Amazing. So, Shauna, what would you say has been your most successful process of being an entrepreneur?
I think being able to, have you ever worked with somebody and you see the aha moment on their face?
Yes, ma'am.
I think that is like the most successful part of helping women understand that really there's not a real way to network, right? I'm gonna help you develop who you are in networking, because those the techniques that I give them, it really boils down to who they are, right? And so just seeing that aha moment and watching people transition, then seeing them literally do and have results from the things that I've taught them is what brings me joy. That's like the successful moment for me, right?
Would you also say that's your favorite moment of being an entrepreneur?
Yeah, like, so for me, remember I told y'all I like people.
Yes, ma'am.
So for me it's that moment when you know that the transformation has happened, right? So I'm a crybaby. I cry a lot. I cry more now. But when I know that something I've said or done or to help someone else has helped change their life, yeah, that's a successful moment. That's a crying moment,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Because it's those little moments that build up to those huge moments, right? But yeah, that's like my favorite part when I've seen the light go off and people be like, that's it? And I'm like, yeah, that's all. That's it. But it's a joy, that's a joy for me.
Amazing. I could say that's probably like the most successful moment with me running my own business and everything and helping, being an advocate and here in Charlotte and helping many people. Just, it's just the little things and seeing a smile on their faces and being able to listen to their stories and actually be able to bond with them and help them through their struggle, through their pain, even though it's not may not take off all the stress they have, but at least we're out here trying and we're helping them and we know that we did our part and that's all that matters. If we're out here every day fighting for what's right and things. So I can say probably the same for me.
I'm so proud of you. Y'all, if y'all don't see this amazing child here, amazing.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're not gonna cry. Let's keep going.
So if you never had to work again, what would you do and why?
If I never had to work again.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, that's such a good question. I don't know if I've ever thought about that one. If I never had to work again, what would I do? I don't know, like travel the world-ish?
Where would you go?
I don't know yet. So I haven't really seen the world like that, period. I was afraid of planes for an extremely long time, like extremely long, like
Same.
too long.
Yeah, I'm afraid of heights. I mean, planes. No, thank you.
It's not as bad. Now, the height thing wasn't, I can't say that, I was afraid of heights too, but it wasn't so much the heights with planes more so than it was. Every time I wanted to go on a plane back in the day, it was one coming out of the sky. And I was like, we were on our way to Detroit, and my husband was like, when we were dating then. But he was like, you want to fly? And I was like, okay. And the plane went down, and I was like, we're gonna drive. So like, I think see the world now that I've been on the plane. Chloe is a catalyst for a lot of stuff. So I rode my first plane with my daughter, and well, my husband was there too, but she was the catalyst. You know, like she's had a bucket list since she was 3. So I think travel the world. I think help people more. I think that I can do better at helping people, and I don't mean like people that I work with. You know, like not in business wise, but just life. So like. I want to be able to, I would really just want to be a help to others. And then after I help them, go for a plane ride and come back and help. Like, or go for a plane ride to go help, right?
Yes.
And then come back. But I would want to be, I think more so I want to be a help. Like what you do, it's inspiring, right? The heart you have for people, to help people, to see them, you know, in different places, that is extremely inspiring for me, right? And I was like telling Chloe, we're gonna help people a lot more because we could, like we do things here and there, but we definitely can get down and get dirty, and I wanna get dirtier, right? And because there are people out here who are in positions that they may not have had control over. They're in positions that maybe they did have control over, but at the end of the day, they're still in this position. So it's like, what could I do? I used to say, if I won the lottery, right, then if I won a lottery, I would take like one of the mills, like Hoskin Mills, Johnston Mills, a building like that, and I would create a transitional home where we could get people off the streets, right? They can go through transition program, right? And they could live in these apartments rent-free. And as they come out of the transition programs and get jobs, then that's when they would begin to pay rent. And then that money would just funnel back through the program, right? Right. But the whole point would be to get them off the streets. So like recently, we know Tent City has 72 hours to vacate. Y'all, I don't live in Charlotte. And when I first saw Tent City, it broke my heart.
Yes, ma'am.
I super cried, riding down the road, because I didn't know this was happening, and because I've been out of touch. That's just real, right? I've been out of touch, and that's when I said, I gotta like help more and do more. So that's what I would be doing. I would be helping more. I don't know. I think we take it for granted, like life.
Yeah.
I think we take what people go through in life for granted,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
You never know what's happening in someone's home or, you know, or in school or whatever the case may be. We just never know. And I would help more. And then I'd go on a trip.
Yeah. So where would you take a trip to?
Out Turks and Caicos,
I think
Bora
I'll take mine
Bora.
to, I don't know, Rome, Greece. I don't know, somewhere.
Greece would be, now Greece is beautiful, not that I've seen it, you know, I have those, you know how your computer screen generates those
Yes,
pictures
ma'am.
that, me and Chloe are like, oh my God, look at this place, so.
I have the
like,
same thing with my mom, like, cause I always we travel a lot, but the thing is, like, I wanna go to somewhere it's not really known as, ain't nobody really known, and nobody can, find me, and I can just escape from the world for at least a day and just have.
you're gonna need more than a day, Chad. It's gonna take a day to get there.
Just to just escape from society, kind of.
Right. Well, you know what you need that. You need that recharge moment. You need that break. We can't do it all.
Yes,
No matter how hard we try. I tell people constantly that we're designed for connection. But that's for all reasons, collaboration, love, whatever the case may be, we're designed for connection, right? And so, she looked bored. We're designed for connection, but we also have to have a moment where we are able to get ourselves back together so that we can reconnect.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, definitely. So how would you define success as an entrepreneur?
You know, that's a question. Excuse me, I'm thirsty. That's a question I've been thinking about recently, Neo. And when I saw that question, I said, here she go all in my business. But
Don't do that.
no, but seriously, I think that I would define success as being in the will of God, doing what God wants me to do, making sure that I'm obedient, because I've been very disobedient child of God, and but being in God's will, making sure that I am going in the direction He needs me to go in, right? Because then things will start funneling the way they're supposed to funnel. So that's how I would define success, because I think that everything else comes with that, right? There's a scripture in Matthew that says, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added to you. So if I'm going in the direction He needs me to go in, if I'm moving how He needs me to move and shape, everything else will be added. So success for me is defined as being in the will of God.
Amazing. So what specific things about entrepreneurship do you find the most frustrating?
Tech. I do not like, I sit down, anything tech is like, take a deep breath. I love the active, I love the help, like what I do, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But I should say the behind the scenes.
Yes, the BTS.
The BTS is what I would say is more frustrating for me than anything else. Those things that you need to hire out for, a VA, graphics, whatever the case may be, those are the things that kind of frustrate me the most.
Yes, ma'am. So what popular, advice would you give to someone that wants to become an entrepreneur?
What advice I would give?
Yes, ma'am.
I would say trust God. And then I would say utilize your resources. I would say to always be a person of integrity, right? No matter what. And don't be afraid to give. Like, don't be afraid to give. Give information, products and services, whatever the case may be, don't be afraid to give. That's what I would say.
I'm sorry. I'm bubbly today, so excuse that. So when you were growing up, did you always want to be an entrepreneur?
Growing up, I can't say I was growing, like, at your age,
Yes, ma'am.
no. And that's what made me marvel about youth entrepreneurs when I started meeting them, right? Because I was meeting youth entrepreneurs like out the blue. I would just be falling into the space of a youth entrepreneur, right? And that was the most amazing thing to me, because I thought, well, dang, if somebody had told me, hey, Shauna, when you did that speech verbatim on stage, that we can help you develop that, right? Then where would I be now, right? That's what I think is so important about youth entrepreneurship, right? I think sometimes we get caught up in, no disrespect to Whitney, believing the children are the future, right? But really, you guys are our present. What we do with you today is going to determine what happens in the future,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So, and like, honestly, I watch a lot of stuff, right? I've watched you transition in your business in many different ways, right? Remember, you had a whole table full of like design.
Yes, ma'am. I remember that.
Now
I
you're the
was
youth
like,
messenger.
Yes.
So, like, had someone said at 8 or 9 to me, oh my God, because y'all, like, literally, I'm at church, because y'all know what stuff happened at church. I'm at church, and I'm delivering a play verbatim. I narrated the play. And so, had somebody said, oh God, you make a great speaker, or I've always been a people person. This isn't new, right? I might have realized it late that my gift is my mouthpiece, right? But had somebody been tapping into me early, then I would have known that, yeah, I want to be an entrepreneur at 12, at 13, at 8, at 9. And so I think that's what I feel is so amazing about what I see the kids doing, right? Writing books, you know, all that good stuff, changing the face of the community, all of that. It wasn't, you know, like, we grew up in the age of go to school, get a good job, or get good grades, go to college, get a good job, etc. Blah 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 blah.
Yes, ma'am.
So I didn't see entrepreneur, and I didn't see it, right? Because my parents worked initially, even though my dad became an entrepreneur. But had I seen that, it probably would have looked different to me at a young age.
Yes, ma'am. So who would you say inspired you the most?
Who inspires me the most?
I know Chloe does. I know she's like number one.
Chloe does inspire me a lot. I think she's very special. I think that God has, she's special. And there's a very huge calling on her life, even though I don't know what it is at the moment. And she does inspire me a lot. I am inspired in many different ways, so I'm inspired by a lot of different people. There are women in my life, Takora Davis, Felicia Kelly, Candace Washington, Jania Massey, to name a few, Antrice Mitchell, to name a few, who inspire me in business. What inspires me is that they're so obedient to the voice of God, period. I've watched them start and boom. I'm inspired by some of my youth friends. I watch you. I do. It sounds creepy, don't it? But
No, not at all.
I do. And I'm always amazed at what I see. The resilience, the nonstop, I'm looking for, as opposed to Mio's world, to Mio saves the world, right? Like, because I feel like that's the direction you're going in, right? You have a heart for people that is uncanny and just such a blessing. Since I've known you, right, you've always helped somebody. You was helping people when I met you, and that's inspiring, right? Nikisha Washington, she inspires me, and what inspires me about her is how she takes a look at the difficulties in life and transitions, right? So I'm inspired by a lot of different things and a lot of different people, right? In many ways. Some ways are simple and some ways are not. My kid, like you said, I know Chloe inspires you. Listen, I watch her sometimes and I'm like, she's gonna be a beast. And to be honest, that's comforting, right? To know that Chloe's gonna always be resilient. She's not gonna stop. She's not. So it's things like that make a difference. Madison's wrote, 3 books before she turned 11? That's inspiring to me. So there are many things in life that I look at and I'm inspired. My brother is blind. He got shot in the head, and every day like right now I call him Uncle Chef, because he's cooking food, because I just don't have no desire to cook anything. But it's inspiring to me how he gets up and still goes at life, because he could be looking at life differently. So there's a lot of things that inspire me. My husband he won't stop working. I can't wait till I can retire this dude, right? Because he's deserving of it. Like, all the way deserving of it. So, like, I'm inspired by a lot. Like, keep doing what you're doing. Like, this right here, I was not gonna miss this, y'all, okay? He didn't want me to show up. So, I don't know what I'm here for real, but he didn't want me to show up. But to be invited here is an honor, because, like, I stopped, B. I'm proud. I'm so proud of you. So it's a lot of things that inspire me I'm inspired each and every day that God give me breath and I get up out my bed. Like, I think sometimes we take those small things for granted, right? Waking up and breathing, right? We don't control how we breathe. When you sleep, you have no control over how them breaths come in and out. The alarm clock don't wake you up. So like, right. So like, those are things, I'm inspired by different things like that. So these questions, you go, by the time we finish, I'm gonna be up here crying in a minute. Oh, I have girlfriends who inspire me because of the love that they push out, you know, to me personally, right? I was on a chit chat show that we do every Friday night, and they showed up because y'all, last week I turned 44. My birthday was last Thursday. Okay, okay, and so they were popping up on the screen afterwards, and I was like, oh my God, like I didn't know they was. So I'm like, hey, I'm so glad to see you, girl. But I didn't know they was doing it because they were, and they just start pouring into me, and that inspires me, right? It inspires me to be who I know I'm supposed to be, even when I know I'm not being that person, right? So Rhonda and Freely and Amira, Leslie, Janae, y'all, we are built for connection. That's why this means so much to me, to connect with people, to build valuable relationships. I'm inspired by a lot.
So tell us a little bit about networking. Why do you think it's important to network?
Networking is that first step in the relationship building process, right? It's how we develop and build new relationships. Networking it's that go ahead, so to speak, to connect with someone new, right? So if you're not networking, you're not connecting, you're not building that new relationship. So, and essentially that's why networking is important. And then, even once you build those relationships, networking continues to go, right? Because you have a network, right? And you actually have several networks. You have personal networks, business networks, professional networks. You have different networks. And how you treat those relationships, how you nurture those relationships will be the way that you treat the new relationships coming in. So if we're not stepping out there to start, to connect and network with others, we're not putting ourselves in a position to build the relationships that we need to design the networks that we want. So networking essentially, I mean, like, I don't think we can get along in life without networking. Networking is such a cliche word, we look at it in a negative light. But what about when you make friends at school? That's networking. When you're talking to the guy at the restaurant, that's networking. And when you start breaking it down in simple life, you know, it's really not, I think we overthink it and we don't have to. It's really not that hard. It's being who we are and connecting with those people that we need to connect with, so.
Yes, ma'am. So before we leave today, tell us a little bit more about Yin.
So, Yin has been on hold, actually. I'm looking to revamp Yin. It has to look different. It has to, well, let's go back. So Yin stands for Youth Entrepreneurs Networking. Yin is an annual event that I started probably 2 or 3 years ago. But the whole goal is so that youth entrepreneurs can have a space to network and connect with other youth entrepreneurs. Adults, we have them all the time. We have networking events all the time, and I was running into all these youth entrepreneurs, and I'm like, bruh, we need to provide a space for them. So God showed me to have that event. But I did not do it last year. And a lot of that was me dragging my feet through COVID.
Yes,
And I know that I want it to look different. And so I'm working on what Yin needs to look like. It needs to look a little bit more different than just an annual event. It needs to be a little bit more broader than that. Because y'all out here working and y'all need to connect with each other. So, but that's what Yin is. Yin is an opportunity for youth entrepreneurs to network and connect with other youth entrepreneurs. and other youth, right? I think that it's kind of like, I don't know if you said it or your mom said it, about how other youth see, when other youth can see a youth in business, it gives them that thought, that want, that they can do it too, so.
It inspires them to be the change and to get out here and, run their own business or get out here and just, do the littlest things that they think that adults can only do, but also they feel like if they see, someone like me or, Brooklyn out here doing our best to help the world and make it a difference and a change, then it inspires other youth also at the same time. So
Absolutely.
It shows them examples.
Is that absolutely, and sometimes that's all we need to see. A lot of times, we may not be seeing it at home, right? But if we're seeing our friends do it or kids that we're in school with, everybody, we're all created with a gift
Yes.
and talents. We have purposes, right? And the earlier you tap into that gift, I believe the sooner you're able to change the lives you're supposed to change. That's what you're doing. Changing lives early. So like, that's really what Yin is about, giving youth the opportunity to see each other, become successful.
Yes, ma'am. So I just want to thank you, Ms. Shauna, for coming on today. Tell everybody where they can find you at.
I am on social media. I'm Shauna Johnson Price on Facebook, and my business page is The Connection Guru on Facebook, and on Instagram I'm _ The Connection Guru. I'm LinkedIn. I'm LaShauna Johnson Price. That's where you can find me out here in these internet streets. Otherwise, you're gonna find me somewhere in Charlotte.
Okay. So Chloe, you have something you want to say to the audience?
Bye-bye.
Come say it.
Come over here
tell
today.
them.
You just gonna say bye? You don't want to give them none of that rich wisdom you got?
Oh, okay.
Just come on, stand. You don't need your chair. Y'all, this is Chloe Price.
Hello.
Chloe, say hi to the audience. Everybody say hi to Chloe.
What is that?
So I just want to thank everybody for joining us on the live today. I hope everybody have a blessed,
Say a big girl.
what's their
You
week,
shy?
and continue to be their unique self and to inspire others to be the change. Don't forget to also check out my new clothing line that I just launched. I'm the Proud Family and other designs. You can find them on my Instagram at meals_world or my website at mealsworld.com. Go ahead and pre-order yours now because they are selling fast. And if nobody told you that they love you, I love you guys, and I'm signing off for the day from the Youth Messenger.